You're plugged into Schaumburg Speaks, a podcast highlighting and celebrating local businesses and community in the Schaumburg area.
Hello and welcome to Schaumburg Speaks, where we're plugging into business and community, brought to you by the Schaumburg Business Association and Ian Ryan Interactive. I'm your host, Andrea Biwer, president of the SBA. Today's episode is for every homeowner who's ever asked, do I really need a new roof? Or why is there such a big difference in contractor prices? If you've ever taken on a home exterior project or are thinking about one, this conversation is a must listen, right, Mike?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm joined by Mike Schmalz, owner of Under My Roof, and he is a trusted, experienced contractor right here in the Schaumburg area. And Mike and his team specialize in roofing, siding, and all things exterior remodeling. And today, he's going to give all of us an honest, expert look at what homeowners should know before they hire anyone. Mike, welcome to Schaumburg Speaks. You're here, Mike is a new member, and he's here today, and I know his business recently moved to Schaumburg, and it's taking off.
Correct.
How did you get in the industry?
Well, I had a friend, actually, that was in the industry. I was like, hey, you're really good with people, come into this, and then that's kind of how I think a lot of careers start, and then you find your place and you really like it, and it's been great getting out there, meeting people, meeting families, sitting at their homes, and I'm like, this is something I definitely want to stay with and grow with, and then sprouts on up and you ascend, and eventually boom, you're a business owner.
And you all are definitely killing it. I know your office recently just moved here. Well, I'm really excited about this topic because I know a lot of my friends that own homes, they're always looking to find a contractor, and sometimes it's hard, and sometimes you know how the business industry is.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right in. How do I know? We'll start with the roof aspect of your business. Okay. How does a homeowner know when they need a new roof besides when water's coming down from it?
So it's a great question. Most homeowners really don't even get on their roof, right? Even if they do Christmas lights, it's in the winter, so you can't tell.
Right, because there's ice and everything.
Yeah. So really you need that trusted contractor to come out and actually perform an inspection.
And when do you perform that inspection? I mean, is that something that you should do at a certain point?
Yeah, depending on when the roof was installed. If you're buying a new house, you definitely want that information. When you're getting close to that 15 to 20 year marker, have someone come out, take a look at it, see what's going on. They might say you might need minor repairs. They might say, hey, your roof is completely good, if you have someone that's honest.
Yeah.
And then listen to them. Make sure it's a thorough inspection. Attic inspections are really key. You might have bought a house that had poor insulation or poor ventilation. Maybe some insulation installs were done and things were clogged and the vents aren't working well, so roofs might prematurely ruin the shingles, and now you need a roof earlier. So yeah, it's important to have a thorough inspection and someone come out that you trust and do that all for you, because you're not going to get up there,
So really finding somebody that you trust, that you have a relationship, or maybe as members of a local chamber of commerce or BBB, because I know that trust factor, that's hard for a lot of homeowners to, if they don't know anybody in your industry.
Yeah, or family and friends. Referrals, family and friend referrals. I'd say 90% of my business is really just word of mouth, and it really helps break that barrier, that ice between the contractor and the homeowner, for them to trust your judgment and what
know
they
that
have.
You're going to do a great inspection.
Yeah.
So let's say I get that inspection done and I find that I need work done. I've heard, from a lot of people that when they've gotten pricing, it varies from contractor to contractor. How do you get that estimate, and how could you ensure that it's the best one possible for what you need?
Right. So that's a big. It more confuses you if you talk to, okay, I got my 3 bids.
You get the Taj Mahal, and then you get one, or
and then the part is honestly, when you feel the person that's there, do you feel like there's someone that you can trust? That person that walks in your doors, there's something off Is there something that made you feel uncomfortable? Did someone else come over and, do a longer inspection, spend more time and see what your issues were? How did they show them to you? How did they say they were going to solve them? All of those questions start arising. And then, the price is out, and then you want to see, you're going to have someone that's like, why is this guy half the price of the one that costs the most? And then there's one in the middle, and then you obviously want the one that's the cheapest to be the one that you can
could
trust.
Get costly, right?
And it all winds down to, okay, some homeowners also want the person that costs the most, that did make them feel the most comfortable, and they make sense of like, well, that's probably why he costs the most. I felt the most comfortable with him, and it's an expensive project, so you don't want to do it again, So when you're going into it, there's also, an important place to look into is it's called the cost versus value report.
What is that again? The cost
versus value.
Okay.
It's a report that comes out every year in a Remodeler magazine, and costversusvalue.com actually gives you an idea based on metropolitan areas on where you live.
Like how much contractors are,
how much it costs.
Okay.
Your job costs, all the common remodeling projects for exteriors, even interiors too. And you could go on there.
That's great advice.
It helps
for
a lot.
Our listeners.
And a lot of realtors use it because they also have ROIs on there, return on investments, what projects are making sense right now to do a remodel before you sell, or ones that maybe, I'll give them the credits. They could take care of that one. So when you look at that, then you could see it kind of gives you a justification for that. But if you did get a word of mouth and it's one of your family or friends, they did their house and they trusted them,
it's good to go with somebody that
and,
you know.
Yeah, and maybe if you just tell that guy, like, hey, if they were higher, is there anything we can do? Because I want to use you. And I
so maybe there's a room for a little negotiation.
Possibly,
should you share with them that you're getting pricing and from other companies as well, and mention their names, or no?
So, for example, I had a customer yesterday, another referral. Trust me, my price was, I'd say, $2,000 higher than his second most highest, and then the cheapest one was
way lower.
So it's like, what's going on with that one? Calls me back. He's like, Mike, of course I want to use you. What here's what we got. And a lot of times what I see is I'm wondering, I was like, I just don't know how they're coming up with these prices. And to be honest, and then he sends me the estimates, and I look at them, and okay, they're not doing your garage.
Okay, so there's a lot that they're missing. So you really have to look through
you had a
that.
Flat part of your roof that, like, I was going to replace, they were saying they're not going to. So when it comes to apples, like, hey, we could find out, hey, if I did the same thing they did, I would actually be lower.
Right.
So that is something very important. However, you do, it's nervous because you want to hold your cards close, right? Right. You don't want to give these contractors that you don't know, hey, here's what the other guys are doing. Like,
until after,
Until after. You really want to, find out who you trust, who you had in your house. And that's really what it comes down to. Is they're coming over to your house.
They're in your home with your kids, with whatever.
They're with your family, and you get this feeling, you know, when you're spending a lot of money on remodeling. And you get a vibe of like who you could trust, who you can't. The scariest part is when all three of them came, and everything sounds like unicorns and rainbows. And then
where do you decide? You go with who you like or trust or referred by.
Then it's like, okay, everything was the same. Now what? Well, I really liked this person that came out. I really connected with this person. Or the questions are, who do I ask? Who am I dealing with next in the company? Mm-hmm. Do I still talk to you now, or am I talking to this next person?
Right. Is it just a salesperson, or is it somebody that's invested?
Like,
in
I really
liked
you, but if I'm never hearing from you again, who is the next one? Like, a lot of those questions have to arise, in order to see how you could differentiate who to pick from when you felt that they were all the same. It's not common though.
Yeah.
Usually, when you're spending a lot of money on a remodeling project, you could kind of get the vibes with the person that is in your house.
Right.
So
that's so true. So let's say we pick your company, and I know the next step is probably permits and working with the city. That could be mysterious to people. Well, because some of them don't know, do you need one? Do you not need one? And who handles that?
So some contractors have the homeowner handle it, sure. Others, my company, we would like to take care of that, put the ball in our court.
Well, that's good. That's good for the home and for you.
Yeah, we really like the homeowner to make this as smooth as possible. Construction is crazy. It is crazy. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of...
And you're the experts.
There's a lot, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of companies, suppliers, installers. People could call in sick on this day. Weather could get involved. So when it comes to permitting, you kind of want to take everything off the homeowner's plate. After they're like, here's the deposit, let's start.
That's great. And then you don't have to worry about it, and you're in compliance with the cities or villages that you're working at.
And you're communicating with them too, so then you're able to schedule your inspections, because they're going to come out. They want a lot of cities like to see that you're doing code compliances and doing everything the right way, which is a great city that do that for their homeowners. So scheduling that is also a moving part.
And you guys do that too?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
that's great.
It's good to have the contractor do that. Homeowner, they say
they don't know what they're doing. They shouldn't.
We have to come out for an inspection for this. The homeowner's like, what is that? And they might not know the roof schedule and the day of the build on what time the inspector should come, because they have a crazy busy schedule. So you kind of want to time that for them, and the day just keeps going smoothly. So
that's great. So you guys handle that. So you got the permits and you're ready to start the job. How long does a new roof typically take, and is there anything that could affect that timeline?
Yeah, so typically it takes a day or two.
Oh, it's that quick. I thought you were going to say a longer time than that.
On your standard residential home.
Are they taking the entire roof off or
tearing it off, inspecting for damaged rotted wood, replacing that. And it's usually, you're starting, early in the morning. Because you need that roof on, because what if the weather, you just never know. It's still morning right now, and I've already stopped at 2 of my installs this morning to see how things are going before I came here.
Yeah.
So, we get into your early jump, and you could go all the way till the sun goes down, and right now it's late, so we could go till 8. When it does get more into fall, now you start turning into the 2 to 3 days when it starts getting darker, closer to 5. So it's nice when you're getting on schedules around the summer. But at the same time...
So summer is the ideal time to take care of this.
to get an install done in one day,
Because that could affect it not taking, as you're saying, 2
to 3 days,
So you need light, and that's typically when you do your job.
You can't... Yeah, it's an art.
So have you ever had a roof that you guys have redone and something goes wrong?
Absolutely.
I know we hate to talk about things going wrong,
it goes wrong. It goes wrong.
What do you do then?
So construction, I paint too. Construction's a lot like art. You have a canvas, it's blank. Let's put the new piece on.
And every canvas is different,
and
I'm assuming.
Everything's a mess.
Right.
Everything's a mess until it's done and you clean up, right? So, a lot of things could go wrong. Like I said, there's a lot of moving parts. Weather. If you're in this industry and you've been doing it for a while, there's not going to not be a day where there wasn't rain on the weather forecast. And all of a sudden you have 20 minutes to cover this house up because boom, it showed up on the radar. And it's happened. We had it happen last season. And what you do is, you try to cover it up as quickly as possible. And then you're doing
So it's typically weather that if things go wrong or it's not typically the foundation of the house. I'm sure that has happened.
That comes with the inspection.
Yeah, okay, so you'll know.
So you have to do a good inspection, the person that comes out. We do have a project that's coming up, and in their attic, before that happens, there needs to be some sistering of some rafters before we install these loads onto this house. And that all comes with the project. If you're not doing good inspections, seeing how much wood needs to be replaced before it happens, and setting up those proper expectations for your homeowner, later on, when the job's done and you need to tell them, hey, here's all this surprise
Right.
money that you need to pay us because we had to do this and this and this.
No, people do not like that, and I've heard that happen.
Yes, it does
That's
happen.
crazy.
Some contractors I've heard even will leave in the middle of the work because they didn't do a proper inspection prior to starting and, basically gave the homeowner an ultimatum that if you don't pay me this or agree to it, we're stopping work right now.
But that's why you have to get the right contractor, because what I've learned today is if you do all the pre-work and work with the right ones, you're going to identify all that there, so there shouldn't be surprises.
So
except rain.
Yeah, if rain does come.
Rain happens, you back to that.
So yeah, it happened, and we were lucky that it happened to their garage. So we were just we finished the roof job. The rain stopped. We just completed it, and then you just do drywall work the next day, and get it done.
So I've seen a roof take a little bit longer or whatever. Can people, while you're working, can they stay in their home? Do you advise that? Do you advise them to not be in their home?
So
what's recommended?
It's loud. And if you have dogs, it could bother them. It'd be like the 4th of July, because you're pounding.
Right.
It's loud. So one of the installs we did today, the family says, you know what, we're just not going to be here today. Taking the dogs, we're going to stay at our friend's house, our family member's house. So that's the best bet.
Let you guys do your thing.
It's nice to do that.
Right.
We have some repairs that'll be done before the owners even get home from work. It's nice. It's not bad to stay in the home. It's going to be okay.
It's just a little noisy.
Yeah, it's just a little noisy. Things to note, if you have, picture frames or things that you might questionably be hanging.
You want to take
and you kind of balance that one on there, maybe take that down or.
Yeah, because the vibrations that,
yes, especially for siding.
Sure.
Or if you have anything close to windows, that shakes the wall a little more. Roofing, it can, but it's always a precaution that you would want to take for sure. But you yourself being in the house, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
So we have weird weather here. I know we have snow. We have hail sometimes. We have lots of rain really fast. Obviously our weather is not as bad from some areas, but what kind of materials do you recommend for houses that are in the Midwest region?
I brought some.
You did? We'd love to see it. So, we're going to play show and tell. This always makes things way more interesting.
So this is typically how you would install a roof, but when it comes to like weather, you would want shingles similar to this. So this is IKO Dynasty shingles, or you could get Nordic.
And I notice when I'm feeling this, it's rough, but it's smooth, but it's bumpy.
Yeah, so this is an architectural shingle.
Okay.
A lot of people have been used to, for the years, what's called a 3-tab shingle. So they look kind of like bricks. And the industry is moving to this. Okay. I think manufacturing has dropped 68% of 3 tabs now. Manufacturers are moving to this. It has a higher wind rating, so you don't see a lot of shingles getting blown off anymore.
It kind of feels like rubber a little bit. Is it?
Yeah, so...
I wouldn't know,
it
has that softer
It does
feel.
have an impact resistance to it.
Yeah.
So a lot of contractors, the homeowners forget that why the problem started. So when you find the problem and dissect it, then you should be installing something that relates to that problem to fix it.
Okay.
So for example, hey, I just had hail damage. I don't want to have hail damage again.
Because a lot of people, that's like a common problem that I hear that you have in the Midwest.
Yes. So when a lot of homeowners want to go that route, they want to replace their roof because of hail. Okay, if they have it, sometimes they don't, and they think they do because someone told them they did. But the impact resistance keeps that from happening.
Okay.
And also there's also insurance discounts for installing impact resistant shingles onto your home, and they give discounts.
You could save money. That's good.
Yeah. Like for example, State Farm they have a premium roof discount list.
Okay.
This is one of the ones that are on that list. When they see that you have installed something that shows that it won't probably take damage and cause another claim, you scratch their back, they scratch yours a little.
Oh, that's good.
Exactly. And they might give bigger ones for things that are more of a class 4 that have a bigger hail impact rating too.
Okay. So we're talking about insurance and talking about money. I'm sure sometimes people, they might want to get siding done, but roof is not something that people could see, or and it's an expense that they're going to have to get done, or if they're trying to sell, they have to, if inspectors find damage, it's got to get fixed. So do you offer financing through the company to help them manage the cost? Okay.
So there's a lot of different financing companies and options. A company, finds one that they're comfortable with, and there's rates, You obviously, as an owner, you would be charged rates to give financing, and it might reflect in pricing if someone needs that.
Is it your company financing, or do you work with banks?
I work specifically with Moment.
Okay.
They are actually a partner of IKO. And if you're a preferred contractor with IKO, like my company is, they give discounted rates to the company, which we could then reflect onto the pricing for the consumer, which is awesome.
So you could just one-stop shop.
Yes.
They could do you do permits, you do all of that great stuff.
So you could sit down with them in-house. They could see their affordability and their monthly rates, and then they could take care of it right then and there, and they don't have to deal with much other than that.
Okay, so we're talking money, and now let's just talk contracts. Is there anything that, let's say they go with you, I'm kind of backing up a little bit, but they want to do the financing to get the really nice and the discounts for their insurance. What should they look for when you're putting that contract together? And does that include the financing on it as well if they go with you?
Yeah, so in a contract, they should look for everything that they need to keep themselves safe. The warranties.
Warranty is important, right?
Huge, right? It's usually the eyes of the homeowner leans to the warranty paperwork, and a big thing out there is limited lifetime warranties are now biggest thing in exterior home remodeling. And it sounds like to you, when
what's
you
a
hear,
limited lifetime warranty? Because what's a
what does it sound
lifetime?
like?
Whose lifetime?
Right, it sounds like
but
a
it's
lifetime
limited.
warranty, right?
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like. Oh, that sounds great. Lifetime warranties are 50 years. So limited lifetime means there's a proration period in that warranty somewhere. So when you're told that, your follow-up question might be, okay, when's the proration period?
When's the limited lifetime?
Yes,
when do I die?
So
when does my roof die?
Right, so there's a proration period that is, if something were to happen after this year, now the depreciation of the value is to be paid out on a lesser scale. And most warranties will have, after that proration period, on the graph, it drops really fast.
Okay.
Typically because this statistically might be where the roof needs to be replaced anyway. So if the shingles are degrading and things might blow off now because the wind warranty or the adhesive isn't holding as well, then obviously they need to show you where that is. So those warranties are huge, but the biggest ones too is what is the company's warranty? So everyone comes in with a manufacturer warranty, and the homeowner thinks that I could call this company in case anything happens. No, that is manufacturer warranty, manufacturer defect. So if something were to happen for labor and material, service calls, you want to look into that paperwork. That
just as close.
Where does
sure.
this take care
Even
of you
more
after?
So,
the best contractors are the ones that come back after the work is done. Even if they've had service calls, it's the ones that come back and make sure it's taken care of for you. So that's really what you want to look for.
Okay, before I completely switch gears, I have one last question, and it's kind of a story, but one of my friends put a bid on a house, and the realtor said, new roof, blah, 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 blah. So the bid was accepted. They did an inspection, and again, he was under the impression new roof, but the roof was 17 years old. And they found a lot of problems with the roof and installation and all of that when they did the inspection. So obviously they wanted to rescind their offer or have them pay to get a new roof. How long could you advertise that your roof is new?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, so 17 is quite the stretch.
Yeah, and
quite
for
the
them
stretch.
saying new roof, and then they came in and it was 17 years old.
But you could also, I've seen listings, I'm not a realtor, but what I've seen is listings of a new roof, 5 years done, but they did a layover.
Like
so
a little bit of work in between.
shingles on top of shingles.
Yeah.
And then they said it was a new roof.
And that's not.
And it's not a new roof. Technically, sure, there's new shingles up there, But all they did was kind of just hide everything.
Hide all the problems with it.
It's
so
like
it's
painting
important.
over rotted wood and saying, hey, the windows are newly painted.
And again, for people feeling like they don't need to get a new roof, if they're ever looking to sell, that's a big factor of why they won't be able to sell their home if
Absolutely.
they need to get that work done.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, and I'm sure our listeners are chomping at the bit how to get in touch with you, but you've been new members of the Schaumburg Business Association, and I'm sure possibly prior to here, you've been part of other organizations like ours. How has that helped your business?
Networking. SBA has a great network here. I mean, just being here for such a short period of time, I've already met some great people, great companies, and obviously being new into the Schaumburg industry, there's a lot of people you need to learn to sit down with, talk to, because you don't know what you don't know, right?
Right.
So meeting all those new people, sitting down with them,
Helped you navigate.
Helped you navigate, kind of see what avenues you could also do to help take your business to the next level. And on top of that, everyone lives in a house, so they're always
everybody's a
willing to talk
potential,
to me.
potential customer.
Of course.
And I know you participated in our golf outing.
Yeah,
was
that was
a
awesome.
good networking opportunity?
It really
And
was, yes.
Did it help create any leads or anything relationships?
We actually had 17 houses,
Wow.
17
17
homeowners that came to our booth, and when they were asking us to help with their next projects.
Oh my God,
went
that's
really
exciting.
well.
Yeah, that's that. So you hear that? 17 referrals that actually turned into good referrals.
Yeah, they're great. And then
wonderful.
we have others that just gave us our name and number and told us hey,
you never
talk to
know,
us
but at
next
least
time.
they know you. So when they need a
Absolutely.
new roof, and after listening to this, they're going to be sold. So for those that want to hear how to get in touch with you, could you let everybody know? You could look right at that camera.
My direct number is 872-276-0557. It is a new area code for Chicago. They ran out of 773s and 312s. We're located right here in Schaumburg. We cover all of northern Illinois. We go right into Indiana, just over the border, and just over the border of Wisconsin as well. But we are usually normally centralized around here. Take care of all of our customers, and you could visit us at umroof.com. Easiest way to say it is umroof.com.
Roof, that's pretty easy.
Yes.
That is very creative. So, well, just thank you so much for being here. And I will just add too, for those that might forget the roof part, you could go to the Schaumburg Business Association's website, which is schaumburgbusiness.com, and look up roof, not roof, but yeah, you could look them up on our website to contact them. So again, your insight has been wonderful and practical, and it's definitely helped me have more knowledge on the roofing industry and the contracting industry. So we just really appreciate your time.
Yeah, of course. Thanks a lot. Thanks
being
for having
here.
me.
And we hope our listeners tune in to more Schaumburg Speaks podcasts and learn more information like this. So thank you.